Sad and cozy.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Another stream, another fantastic day. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful one. I wanted to hop on here. I wanted to try and do a stream on my PC. I haven't done one since it's been a couple months now. I've had PTSD from the last time when I was in the middle of a stream and my PC just completely crashed out like 3 or 4 times, like back to back to back. I would restart it, try it again, and it would just crash out. I think I got everything fixed up, everything optimized, everything good to go. So I wanted to try one and see how it goes. Of course, we'll hop back on later in the afternoon on our regular timing and do our regular thing. But I wanted to start off with a little watch. Dude, I did not realize this video was 140 minutes. I'm not watching all 140. We'll skip and all that. But there's clips on TikTok of this Jubilee video going around. I've seen a couple. I like what they do and how they do it. But this one in particular it seemed a little like, I don't know, a little much just from the guests that they've been having. And here I don't talk political. I don't do none of that. That's not me. Because anytime I do, TikTok finds a way to say I'm being unfair. So I figured let's let other people talk about it. So I'm just going to play the video. Not much comeback from me. I won't. But we can all just kind of enjoy this together.
Hundreds.
Colonialists.
Yeah,
You
colonials.
don't look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites are Native Americans. What are you
Sorry,
talking about?
you're not.
What are you talking about?
You're a little bit more.
Yeah,
to the
this
far
room
right
is
of
already
Republican.
pissing me
Hey,
off.
what can I say?
I think you could say I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
Listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
I don't even like. I should get the hell out.
Yes.
Why?
I don't want you here.
I'm Mehdi Hassan. I'm a
Oh my
journalist.
God.
I'm the editor of Zeteo. And today
Oh
I'm
my
surrounded
God.
by 20 far-right conservatives.
Already like 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes, right? That was 30 seconds into it. I'm already mad.
My first claim is Donald Trump is pro-crime and pro-criminal.
All right, the debate. To debate, conservatives must enter the circle. Okay, so it's whoever gets to the chair first. Okay, got it.
Welcome.
Whoever gets
Nice
to
to
the
meet
chair
you. I'm
first
ready.
gets to debate.
I would just like to ask, what makes someone pro-crime versus, anti-crime?
I think when you're soft on criminals, when you let criminals out of prison, when you pardon people who've assaulted police officers, you're pro-criminal. Donald Trump pardoned almost 1,600 people who were involved in January the 6th. I think 600 of them had been charged with assaulting a police officer or obstructing a police officer. 170 had pled guilty to assaulting a police officer. 70 had pled guilty to assault with a deadly weapon. J.D. Vance said, we're not going to pardon the violent criminals from January 6th. Donald Trump pardoned all of them. Are you okay with that?
I would say January 6th is a very special case. I would say it's almost a climax point in history. I would just phrase the question this way. Right now in the LA protests, if they were to, just for example, they were to rush the capital of LA, I mean, they'd have to move over all the homeless people living in tents on the steps of the Capitol. But if they were managed to get into the Capitol and they were just protesting,
That was a funny
peacefully,
jab.
let's say the police officers were rushing them
Yeah.
in. They were letting them in and saying, hey, you guys can go in, like we have many testimonies that
shit.
say.
What about
And
the violent ones, though?
Okay, violent ones like
Like
What?
a man named David Dempsey, a judge, a Reagan-appointed judge, sentenced to 20 years in prison. He stomped on police officers' heads. The judge said his conduct was exceptionally egregious. He attacked police officers with flagpoles and pepper spray. Donald Trump pardoned him. There's a man named Daniel Rodriguez. He got 12 years in prison for taking a stun gun and tasing a police officer in the neck and giving him a heart attack. The judge said he was a one-man army of hate. Donald Trump pardoned him. Does that not make Trump pro-criminal? He's letting violent criminals out of prison.
I would say no, it doesn't make him pro-criminal.
You're okay with that?
I did not say that. I said that one pardon against somebody.
It was 1,600 pardons. 600 of those were
Yes,
people
one against
charged
one
with...
example that you just gave me.
I can give you more. Should I keep going?
Fine.
Shane
And I'll say the
Jenkins.
exact same thing every single
Then
time.
your argument will fall apart because
Okay,
it's not just
go
one
for
example
it,
if I
go
keep
for it.
going.
Go for it then.
Okay, Shane Jenkins got 7 years in prison for 9 criminal offenses, attacking police with a deadly weapon,
Right.
destroying
I'm liking the fact checks on the corner. That's kind of cool.
We'll fold that up right now.
government property.
How do
Trump pardoned
pardons
him.
that probably shouldn't have happened turn into pro-crime?
So you've agreed that they shouldn't have been pardoned?
Sure, but that wasn't your claim, was January 6th. Your claim was Trump is pro-crime.
Yeah, because he pardons criminals.
Okay, I
He
would say that
pardoned
that's a
not-
fault.
Let's talk about non-January 6 people.
Okay.
He's pardoned people like Paul Walchuk recently, who took millions of dollars from his own employees, was sentenced to tax crimes, had to pay back $4 million. Trump pardoned him. He bought himself a $2 million yacht. Why is he pardoning criminals like that?
Well, I don't know. I don't think you should. I don't think really presidential pardon should be a thing at all. But I don't think.
agree.
I don't think that.
All right, pause.
That means something.
You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thanks.
Incoming ad break.
Ooh.
Hey, how's it
Dude.
going? Mehdi. What is it? Mehdi.
You're from northern UK, I guess?
I'm from London, North London.
Okay, fair enough. What's your ethnic background, if you don't mind my asking?
My parents are from India.
Okay, perfect. Just getting the premise here. First of all, I want to say
The premise of Donald Trump being pro-crime.
No. I want to concern myself with why you care about what's happening in the U.S. first and foremost. Secondly, I want to say this: with the
Should
argument,
US should people who live in the
let me
US
finish.
not care about?
Let's not interrupt each other because I have this thing. Like people know, I have this thing. I have to stay calm. Okay, so
Okay.
here's the thing: I am happy that he released J6. In fact, so much so that I was prepared to protest if he didn't.
Okay.
So when you say, are you okay that he's pro-crime? Sure, because you know what? We're changing the definition of what crime is, first and
You
foremost.
don't think stomping on police officers' heads is a crime?
I don't think it's no longer a relevant conversation anymore. You're
Really?
arguing. No, it's not, because you know what? Okay, have you seen the U.S. in the last 4 or 5 years?
Yes, I've-
The-
This is all bad, man. This is all conversations with people who want to pick and choose what these all these people they sound like my ex.
protests, have you seen? Okay, I myself have been involved in these protests. I've seen egregious things that you couldn't even imagine.
So we
being
have no
done
rules
to
then?
conservatives. It's not about that. It's about tribal warfare. That's where we're at in the U.S. I don't know where you're at in the U.K. You're from India, so I don't really.
I'm not from India.
Oh, sorry, your parents are from India, so.
I'm an American
you
citizen.
have
This
your own
is
state.
this is
You're an American citizen? Okay, fair
sticky,
enough.
dog.
You
This is
got
making
that.
me
Fair
hot.
enough. Here's the thing.
Are you an American citizen?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But here's the
Not
thing.
sure how you got that. Okay.
Born here.
Okay.
Born here, and my family lineage is settlers from the 1500s, so I have some stake in the
Okay.
claim here. Okay.
But you're
a little different.
But you're a
than yours.
descendant of immigrants, settlers,
I didn't know.
colonialists.
Yeah,
You don't
colonials.
look, you don't
yeah.
look very Native American to me.
I am Native American. Whites
not.
are Native Americans. What are
Sorry,
you talking about?
You're not.
What are you talking about?
You're not.
Whites are Native Americans.
Really?
I think
What
you're-
was happening before the
I
1500s?
think you're getting confused with it.
I don't mind going on a tangent, but what was happening before the 1500s?
Calm down. I think you're getting.
What was happening before the 1500s?
There was indigenous people here that
Yeah.
came here from
Do you know what
Asia.
indigenous means?
Listen, before
He's
indigenous
getting
people
hot.
come
He's
from
getting
somewhere
hot.
else. Why do you ask a question if you're going to interrupt?
I'm not sure if you know what the meaning of indigenous means.
I do know what it means. It
Doesn't
means
sound
they
like it.
came here first, right? They came here from Asia by way of land bridge. Have an argument with Neil deGrasse Tyson or anybody else about that. I don't care.
Is he an American?
I genuinely don't care. Yes.
Oh my
he is.
God.
Just
So
checking.
my point is, okay?
Nothing to do with crime. So far, you've agreed with me that these people
Because
are
you're
criminals.
derailing, dude. I'm trying
You
to stay
literally
on track.
sat down and asked me where
no,
I'm from. I think you
I
derailed this
think you got
conversation from the
offended
get-go.
by that, but I'm because
I'm
I'm
not
always
offended. I'm
curious,
just wondering what it
because
has to do with
I'm
crime.
always curious.
We're going to talk about
why-
immigration. Don't worry. Later on, you can come back.
I hope so.
Right now, you're doing a very bad job of making the case that he's not pro-crime
I just
and
got a
pro-criminal.
round of applause. I could probably get another one actually if I asked for it.
Wow.
So I don't think I'm
Is
doing
this how
as
you
bad.
get rounds of applause? You sit in a room with 20 people who agree with you. Wow. Wow, amazing. Amazing. That
Well,
must
wait
make you
till
feel
this
good.
comes out. You know what? I'm actually
20 people
glad
agree
you're
with
getting
you,
this
applauded you.
emotionally
Oh my
outraged.
god, I
Wow,
can't. I don't know
this is
how
great. I love it.
people
Wait,
watch
say
an
anything at
hour
this
and
point,
40
or you
minutes
just
of this
going?
shit.
Please,
Okay.
make your claim.
My claim is that I don't care if it's pro-crime. You want
Okay,
to go back to the topic of conversation?
that's fine, we agree then. He's pro-crime
But
and you
I have
don't
a
care.
question for you, though. Do you care on the opposite side of the spectrum?
Yes.
Do you care about law being administered
Yes.
to the opposite side of the
Yes,
spectrum?
I think
when they're
anyone
doing
who
the same?
assaults a police officer shouldn't be pardoned. I think that Donald Trump shouldn't have pardoned 9 Republican members of Congress who were convicted of crimes, and I don't think Joe Biden should commit. I don't think Democrats should pardon Democrats.
Fair, but I don't
We
think
both
you
agree.
understand where we are in the U.S.
I think I do.
No, because you're
I think I do
arguing
this for
from
a
the
living.
position of like a U.S. that doesn't exist anymore. We're headed towards
So nihilism, no laws, nothing matters.
It's not about
everyone's pro-crime.
It's not about that. It's that
That's
conservatives
convenient.
conservatives for too long have been playing it safe. They've been playing by the
Really?
law. They've been playing,
They've been playing by the law?
Yes, they have.
Maybe
We're
you
so-
missed the Bush presidency.
conservatives
Did you
are
live
so
here during the Bush
concerned-
years?
Conservatives are
Didn't
so
play by the
concerned.
law, George W.
Let me
Bush, nor did
finish.
Ronald Reagan.
Let's be respectful to you. Let me finish.
I'm not
Let's
sure you
be
would
res-
understand, but okay.
I'm trying to bring it back, so let's go. Okay? I'm conservative, okay?
Really?
Let me tell you this. We do play it too safe. We've been playing it by the book for too long. At this point, gloves are off, right? The left has made their point. They're willing
Are
to
the
do...
police force in Washington the left?
Yes!
why were
Are
they
you
assaulting?
kidding me? The left? Are you
wow.
are you insane?
Police officers.
Look at LA right here. You think those stand down
You think the LAPD are a bunch of liberal Marxists?
No, but I
Really?
think they listen to liberal Marxists who tell them what to do.
Did you know
I
you can
think they
pet
listen
me?
to who
Check
signs their
out the
paychecks at
pet
the end
Can
of
I
the
just
day
check,
who are
because
liberal
you're doing
Marxists.
lots of little diversions. We both agree Donald Trump's pro-crime. You're just fine with it.
No,
Is that the position?
I don't
That's what you've
agree
said
with
so
your-
far
I
for
don't
about
agree with your
5 minutes.
I don't agree with your definition
What's
of
your
crime.
definition of crime?
It doesn't
Stomping
matter.
on a police officer's head
No,
is not a
what-
crime.
This is
That's
No,
your
what I'm
definition
saying-
of crime.
this is making me
As
hot.
the
It's
Native
so
American.
this is so
I am
awkward.
Native American.
If you say so.
So, going back to the topic at hand, we have different definitions of crime because you're
That's
talking about...
convenient. There's a
It's not
criminal
about-
code
it's
in
not
this
about
country.
what's
It's called the
convenient.
US
Motherfuckers be
criminal
watching a
code.
whole hour
So
and
wait,
40
wait,
minutes. I
wait,
can't
I'm
even
sure
do
you and I
what. How
actually
long
agree.
are we
Do we
on?
agree
We're
that
12
we
minutes
should
in.
stomp
This
on
shit is
police officers' heads?
this shit
We
is
agree on that.
sticky,
If you
though.
don't agree on that, then I really think this conversation is kind of
No,
pointless.
because first of all, you're saying what? That the police have the authority, that they're given the authority? I don't accept the authority.
Hey,
that's
shout
been
out to
given
T
by
Dog.
police.
What's up, my man?
I'm conservative pro-police.
Then you
Or
don't
we
know what a
redefine-
real... Hey, listen,
So
you're
we
in a room
redefine
with
crime.
juggernauts right now,
We
okay?
redefine
I'm telling you right now,
conservatives.
you are going to be blown
I
open
mean,
if you think
yeah,
that my
if we're gonna
position is
struggle
all
with the
right,
English
you
language
have
for the
no
next couple
idea
hours, then yeah,
what
we'll
you're up
struggle.
against right now, okay?
100%.
Yeah. Newsflash, the conservatives are liberal to me, okay? Neocons, libertarians, all those mainstream people, they might as well be leftists to me, okay? That's how far to the right I am. Do you understand my position? So when
I
you
kinda
say,
guessed it when you sat down.
say, about obeying police, why would I give the authority to police? Do you know here in America?
Do you think Donald Trump
here
should
in
be
America?
pardoning 9 members of Congress
Do you
who
know
committed
who-
financial crimes? Are
Let
you
me see if I can remember
Are you
his name right, because
pro-financial
it's so-
crime?
Do you know who
pro-financial crime?
Do you know
All
who
right,
Thomas
pause.
Timbo is?
Pause.
I think the people who clapped you have voted you out.
All right. Head back to your seat. You've been voted out by the majority.
Nice to meet you.
I think anybody's made a point.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. How are you?
Hey, so I'm gonna be as respectful about
Oh,
this as possible.
right.
But the truth-
Nobody just for a quick 9 minutes in. Nobody's made a point. Everybody's just they're trying to dig at him just for I think they're trying to get at the fact that he's not an American, but he's like arguing against whatever their beliefs. Nobody's made a point yet. The closest one that's made a point was the first guy, and that wasn't even close.
is your claim is completely bad faith. You do not care about being anti-crime. You yourself are pro-crime. Your side is pro-crime because you're a progressive.
How am I pro-crime?
So I'll give you an example, right? So your side, not Donald Trump, has passed a series of laws in California. Let's go with California. It's where we are right now. It's where I'm from. I don't know. Are you from California?
No.
Or? Okay. So in California, for example, the state legislature, completely progressive, just passed a law that limits sex offender registration to 10 years. It was life before. That's pro-crime. The legislature in California, which is progressives again, has passed a law that says the voter-induced 3-strike law is no longer absolute. If someone attempts to murder someone, stabs someone on 3 separate occasions, a judge now does not have to give them life. That's a progressive law. That is not. That is pro-crime. You support that, don't you?
I actually don't support sex offenders coming off the list. I think they should be on for life.
Okay, so you disagree with progressives.
So hold on. You and I both agree that sex offending is a bad thing, especially child sex offending, right?
It seems like you and I agree on that.
I
The
agree on
legislature
that.
of California doesn't.
So I'm not here to debate the legislature of California. I'm here to debate
You're
Donald
progressive.
Trump being pro-crime.
But
And
you're
I'm saying that Donald Trump was friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. When Ghislaine Maxwell, who's the worst child sex trafficker of our lifetime, she's serving over
No,
20
you
years.
said-
Do you know
wait,
Ghislaine Maxwell?
Yeah, she's actually not. Jeffrey Epstein's the worst sex trafficker.
He's dead. I'm talking about people who are alive right now.
It's interesting, though, you didn't use his
Okay.
name, right? Wouldn't he be
I'm-
the one who did this?
Oh, great. I'm glad you brought up
Okay.
Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein, before he died, did an interview with Michael
This is the
Wolff.
constant
Tape. I don't know if you've heard the
interruption
tape. He says, my
me,
closest
man.
friend was Donald Trump. I was his closest friend. Elon Musk, I'm not sure if you've heard of him, he tweeted recently that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files. And Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the right-hand woman of Jeffrey Epstein, when she was on trial for
Hey.
child sex offending,
Hey, what's up
which
with
you and
that
I are
guy?
opposed to, Donald Trump stood up and said, good luck to her, I wish her well. So yeah, that makes him pro-crime and pro-criminal if he's being soft on child sex
Well, you
traffickers
just said they
like
were his
Epstein.
friends. He's
No, I'm
clearly
saying he was
something-
friends. He was friends with Epstein. You haven't seen the videos? They danced together, partied together.
It's
Epstein
a guy,
said I was
it's
his
a guy he
closest
knows.
friend.
He's not supported the pedophilia part. The only people
Actually,
supporting
that's
pedophilia
not
are the
true.
left.
Trump gave a speech about 20 years ago where he said Epstein's a great guy. He loves young women. A lot of them are very young. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, laugh, laugh. So yeah, I think he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
So you
and I
think
think
he's
he's
pro-crime
soft
for
on
having
sex
a friend who's a
offenders.
Do you have any friends who are criminals?
Not that I know of. Certainly not child sex offenders. No, do you?
If it came, no, of course not.
Okay,
If it
so we're
came-
both in agreement again.
If
So
it
why are you
came out
defending
tomorrow
Donald
that
Trump?
if it came out tomorrow that one of your friends was a child sex
You know
trafficker,
what I'd do?
you'd stop being friends with him.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
but-
wouldn't say- and
And,
I
then
wouldn't-
I'd go on TV and I would say, "Oh, look, Mr. Hassan was friends with this guy 10 years ago. Therefore, he's
What if
pro-child
Mr.
sex
Hassan
trafficking."
said, I wish them well when they're on trial? Wouldn't you ever go at me for
You
that?
wished your
Wouldn't
friend
you
well
mad?
on trial?
Yeah, child sex trafficker. Would you be mad?
I wouldn't wish someone well, but that's
Donald
your
Trump
gotcha.
did.
That's your gotcha.
It's a pretty
Is it
big
he said
gotcha.
He wished
yeah.
a friend
Pretty
well?
big gotcha.
Okay,
He
but
praised
see,
the, he
what
praised
you're
the
really
woman
trying
for
to do
child
right
sex.
now is you're
What
trying to
about
get back to
the fact
Donald Trump on a
that
personal level.
Elon
Let's
Musk
talk
says his
policy.
name is
What's his policy?
Oh, you want to talk policies?
Yes.
So when he left office in 2020, he left behind the highest murder rate for over 100 years.
He left
Between
behind
20
the highest murder.
Yes.
That is the most bad faith claim you
No,
could
no,
possibly make.
it's a fact from the
No,
CDC
and you know what?
data.
Here's why it's bad faith.
Can I finish a sentence and then you can come back in?
You're just lying to people. Donald
I'm
Trump.
lying? Can
Yes,
I finish the sentence?
Donald Trump does not cause the
Can I-
murder rates.
can I-
Murder is a state
Oh,
level
that's
crime.
hilarious.
Gavin
Conservatives
Newsom is
spend-
more responsible for the murder rate than Donald Trump is.
That's hilarious. So Donald Trump's not responsible for murder rate, but other politicians who are Democrats
Yes,
are.
because it's
Everyone
a state
can see
level
your
law.
partisanship.
That's like saying no. That's like no. I'll say Republicans are too.
Let's-
State governors who are soft on crime are the ones that are
Let
responsible
me finish
for
the
murder
sentence.
rates.
When Donald Trump left office in 2020, between 2019 and 2020, according to data from the CDC, from the FBI, from Pew Research, the 30% increase in the murder rate between 2019 and 2020. It was the single biggest jump in the murder rate since 1905.
And who's doing
so he's
who's
pro-crime
doing the murdering?
and
Aren't they
pro-criminal.
responsible? Who's doing the murdering?
The murderers.
So aren't they responsible
But why
for the
did it
murder
go up
rate?
on his watch?
What?
Why did it go up on his watch?
Gee,
He's
that's
very
a real
bad.
hard. That's
He's
a real
very bad
hard
at fighting crime.
That's a
for
real hard one to
Republicans.
figure out, right? We shut down the whole economy during COVID. We told everyone they couldn't go out unless it was to violently protest. We told people that if a cop tries to arrest you, that cop's probably going to get charged with murder.
No, I think the pandemic had a lot to do with it. But
Right,
the
so
pandemic
did he
didn't
cause
finish
that?
in 2020.
What?
The pandemic didn't finish in
No, but
2020.
you asked why the murder rate
and
went
yet
up.
we're
The
going to
murder
play the
rate
what
went up
about game.
because of
You
all
guys
these
blame Joe
factors.
Biden for creating fake news.
But Joe
He
Biden
is.
actively induces policies that are pro-crime. I'm asking
So
you
does
for
Donald Trump. Okay.
Name the policy
I'll
that's
name one right
pro-crime.
now. I'll name
Please,
one right
I've asked
now.
you for like 10 minutes.
I'll name one
Please
right
do
now.
that.
No, you haven't actually. You talked
What,
about
some of-
California legislatures. He pardoned violent criminals
not-
who then went
that's
on
not a policy.
to commit
Did he
other
do-
crimes. You don't think releasing violent crimes
This is
a
very
The one
pick
thing-
and
what's his
choosy.
policy
Do you know-
he has pushed? Name
Let's
a
talk
law
about what I
he
want
has
to talk
signed.
about
What is
until
law?
Time thing is a policy is not
my
one-time
point
thing.
Like
is
Jimmy Carter
improving.
pardoned the draft dog.
And then I'll
If
just
they wanna dodge
switch it
January
to
6th
something else.
pardons,
I'm not dodging that.
Then
Jimmy
deal with
Carter.
it. Did you agree with
I'm
them?
gonna right
Do
now.
you agree with
Jimmy
them?
Carter
Do you
pardoned
agree with
draft
the pardons?
dodgers. Does that mean his
I don't,
policy was
I don't
no one
support
has to...
Jimmy Carter. Do you
Okay.
support the pardoning of people who went on to be prosecuted for sexually abusing a 7-year-old child, illegal gun possession, reckless homicide?
Now, see,
These are people
there's
who
more bad
released-
faith. See,
these are
there's
people
more
who
bad
released
faith.
from
He
prison.
didn't pardon someone for sexually abusing a
No, but
child.
they went on
He
to be
pardoned
convicted
someone
of it.
for
So
rebelling
that's-
against the government that they believe
No,
had
they-
rigged elections. That's what he pardoned them for. He didn't pardon them for
No.
sexual child abuse.
This is
They
a
were
bad
criminals who
watch.
committed those crimes. He let
This is
them
a
out.
bad
That
watch.
means the crime rate
If you
is
stick
up.
around long enough, chat, we're
Because they did the
gonna
crime, right?
we're gonna
Would
do
you
that
extend that to
one
illegal immigrants? They're
horse
all
racing
criminals
game
because
with
they committed a crime. I have a
anime.
feeling your
The
position's
Supreme
right.
Anime
Court,
girls.
We're going to talk about immigration.
That someone who's
Ooh.
illegally entered the United States, not a criminal, but someone who illegally entered the Capitol
Not
is.
according to the Supreme Court of the United
The
States.
Supreme Court has said that.
I don't know how
anyone
much
who's
longer I
United
got.
States
This
citizen
is
not a criminal.
so.
What's the case?
This is making
Can I get the
me
case?
sweat.
The case case cite, please. You said the Supreme Court
The
said,
citation of the case.
yes, that entering
It's
the United
called-
States illegally is not a crime.
It's called Arizona versus United States 2012. Go look it up.
Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Like how nobody's made a point at all.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you doing, sir?
Nice to meet you, Mehdi.
Nice to meet you.
Man's
Thanks for
coming in
coming.
hot.
Appreciate you. I really just more want to get an understanding. When you say pro-criminal, what do you mean?
I mean that.
Fam, what do you
confronting
think?
People have committed criminal acts. Donald Trump has been either soft on them, friendly with them, pardon them, and of course, let's not forget, I mean, we've got 5 minutes left, I'm surprised it hasn't come up earlier. He's a convicted criminal himself, sitting in the White House.
Okay, I want to make
34
sure I
felony
understand you correctly, because
Yes.
I don't want to straw man you.
No,
You're saying
I appreciate that.
every time that he's been confronted,
Not every time. I didn't
most
say the
times,
words every time.
most times,
A lot of the time.
a lot of the times,
Yes.
he's leaned towards criminal activity.
I didn't say criminal activity. He has committed crimes.
Endorsed criminal.
He's been indicted for
Correct.
88 different criminal offenses in 4 different jurisdictions by 5 different grand juries. He was convicted himself on 34 different criminal offenses by a jury of his peers. But let's park that for a moment.
Okay.
Separate to his own crimes, when
Right.
confronted with the crimes of others, or the alleged crimes of others, for example, a Chinese crypto billionaire called
Right.
Justin Sun, who was being investigated for market manipulation, Trump dropped the case, invited him to the golf course,
Right, I get
invited
it.
him
So
to the White House,
plenty of examples,
and the guy
plenty of
invested
examples.
$70 million in Trump's
Okay,
cryptocurrency.
so what I want to ask you
That's
this.
pro-crime in my
so
view.
is it possible, because remember, the burden of proof's on you, right? You have to prove. Is it possible that all these things that he's done that supposedly make him pro-crime,
Yeah.
is there's another reason for the doing it? There's other justification. For
Oh,
example,
no.
let me give an example,
Yeah,
and then you can
please.
rebut it. The J6.
Yes.
Is it possible that he could have done this
Yes.
to unite the country, to move past, to go to a new chapter? If it's even possible, I think you would have to admit that there's another possibility. Therefore, he's not pro-crime, at least in possibility.
So let me agree and disagree.
Yep, okay.
So I agree with you that the intent could be different. I don't think Donald Trump was sitting there saying, how can I increase the level of murders? Let me release some murderers.
Right.
I'm not saying he did that on January 6th. I don't think he was trying to unite the country. That's where we disagree. That's bullshit. In fact, he divided the country further. But intent doesn't really matter to my claim. If he's releasing violent criminals,
Wait.
it doesn't
Intent
matter.
doesn't matter?
No, he's pro-crime and pro-criminal.
Well, no, but that's a big indictment to say pro-crime. That means
If I'm
he's
confronted,
for crime.
I'm confronted. Well, he is, because for example, I gave an
No.
example.
It could
Can I
be
finish?
possible.
I didn't
Okay, sorry,
interrupt you.
forgive me. Yep.
Your friend earlier, your ally, said, where has he done stuff that's increased the crime? I'm telling you, people have been pardoned who've been convicted on multiple other crimes. These people who we pardoned had previous criminal records. They were not just some folks chilling around and go, we're against the takeover of our country, we're opposed to rebellion. A lot of these people were already hardened criminals, militia members. He looked at those people and said, you know what? They've been convicted, in many cases, by Republican judges, but I'm going to let them
Okay,
out. Yeah, that makes
can I
you
ask you a question?
pro-criminal.
Is it possible-
Very
okay,
much so.
I'll try to-
And if Joe Biden had done it, you'd be attacking him.
Sure. Is it possible that their conviction was part of a plea? It's like, oh shit, I can't get out of this, so I got to take a plea deal.
Some of them, maybe.
A lot of them, maybe?
Others we saw with our own lying eyes on tape,
Okay,
battering
so-
police
so I
officers.
wanna
Were you-
eventually-
did you watch live on January 6th? What happened?
To be completely honest, I'm pretty novice on this.
Okay.
I'm more trying to target. You're saying he's pro-crime, and in my head,
I'm
just
saying-
thinking this
I've-
logically.
I've
Let me finish.
just-
If I can finish for
please.
1 second. If thinking this, and there's a possibility that he might have had other reasons. For example, unifying the country.
Yep.
Next chapter, right? That could be the reason. Therefore, it's not pro-crime. There was other reasons. I'm just saying that's a possibility. And if that's
And I'm saying it's a possibility, but I'm saying it's irrelevant, because if you're knowingly releasing violent criminals out into the community, pardoning, not just releasing, then yes, you are being
That's the
pro-criminal.
cool
I've
guy of the
interviewed
group.
police officers.
I don't
who
know
were-
about that
The
case,
way
but
you
I-
see the way he
police
put up that
officers who have
flag.
been
That's so
assaulted,
cool.
beaten, had to retire from the police office, broken bones.
Can I
Let
finish?
me finish this out.
Yeah, go.
I'll finish very quickly. I've interviewed these police officers. They've been beaten by people who they've then seen walk off the streets and then carry on threatening them. Yes, when Donald Trump is responsible for that, you're definitely pro-crime.
Okay, I doubt a
All
lot
right,
of the sources,
pause.
You doubt
Pause.
police officers who testified to being assaulted?
You've
Wow.
been voted out by the majority. Please return
Nice
to your
to meet you.
seat.
Thanks.
We got to switch topics. This topic is... Nobody's made a point about this topic at all.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Nice to meet you, Mehdi.
So you claim that your main claim is that Trump pardoned some people from January 6th. By the way, I was there. I saw it firsthand. About a football field away. There's smoke in my eyes. Bloodied. It was a crazy day.
Were you convicted of any crimes?
No, of course not, because I didn't enter the building. Staying very peaceful. But your entire claim is that he
That's not
pardoned.
my entire claim.
That's basically you keep
No,
bringing
I
it up.
mentioned-
All
I
you
can-
do is bring it up.
Okay, I'll mention
Well,
some other
let me
people.
say this.
Are you
Let me say
okay with
this.
this pardoning of Paul Wolchak, who
Let me
stole
bring
money from
this
his
up.
employees?
You keep talking
or
about
9 former
pardoning.
members of Congress.
You
That's
keep
my
talking
claim.
about pardoning.
He keeps pardoning criminals. That makes him
You know who else
pro-criminal.
pardoned a big criminal?
Go on.
Hunter Biden was pardoned by his
Yeah, I
father.
don't think
He
he should've
did
done
crack
that.
cocaine,
He should've done
and
that.
he had hookers there too.
I'm with you all. I'm with you all.
But then why don't
Go-
you claim
go
that
check my
Biden? Why
Twitter.
don't you claim that
I
Biden
think
is
Joe
a
Biden in that
pro-crime?
instance was pro-crime. He shouldn't have done it.
Well,
he
so
shouldn't
he
have
was
done it.
overall pro-crime
He shouldn't have
just
done it.
because he did that
No,
one.
but Joe Biden didn't just. So if it was just a pardon,
Okay.
then you'd be fine. But I already mentioned there's also the fact that Joe Biden wasn't actually a convicted criminal in office. Trump has committed crimes. Trump hangs around with criminals. He spent much of the 80s hanging around with the New York mob. He hung around with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, that whole
He-
that's
he- I can keep going.
Jeffrey Epstein lived in West Palm Beach, the area, and that's the closest golf course he could go to.
Do you think,
and he's very,
do you think
very
Donald
rich,
Trump is in the Epstein
so
files?
he paid.
Do you think Donald Trump is in the Epstein
As soon
files?
as Trump found out...
Do you think Donald Trump is in the Epstein files?
No, I do not.
What, is Elon Musk lying?
Let me explain this.
Okay.
He lived in the area in Mar-a-Lago, near Mar-a-Lago, so he bought, obviously, a ticket to go in there.
Yep.
As soon as Trump found out that Epstein had done all those bad things, immediate ban
That's
from
not true,
Mar-a-Lago.
but okay.
Immediate ban
That's
from
not
Mar-a-Lago.
true.
Yes, it is.
That's not
yes,
true.
it is, 100%.
In fact, Ghislaine Maxwell recruited some of the girls that were abused from Mar-a-Lago.
So listen to this.
From Mar-a-Lago. That's pretty outrageous, right?
Elon Musk tweeted that out in a fit of rage, okay? Do you
Sometimes
really,
people
do you
tell
really
the truth
think,
when they're angry.
Do you really
the
think,
truth comes out when people are angry sometimes.
So Cash
we
Patel,
might see that today.
Cash Patel literally said that Elon Musk had no
That was a nice.
access to
That
the
was a
Epstein
slight.
files.
That was
Cash Patel
funny.
said that Epstein killed himself. Do you agree with that?
Whatever he says goes then. Yeah, I don't care.
You do?
He knows more information than
A
I do.
lot of MAGA people are upset
He knows
with
more
Cash
information
Patel.
Hey,
than I
what's
do.
up with that guy?
But here's the actual claim.
Suddenly people are trying to vote you out because you said you agree with Cash Patel on Epstein.
He knows more
All
information
right,
than I do.
pause. That's time. Please return to your seat.
Good to meet you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Finish my skills.
Surrounded is now a podcast, available wherever you listen. Search Surrounded, plug in, and stay part of the conversation. Anywhere, anytime.
My next claim is that Donald Trump is defying the Constitution.
Oh, I'm ready for that guy.
Nice to meet
pleasure
you.
to meet you, sir.
That's the fastest he's ran in
So
a
I would
long
say that
time.
with Trump being anti-constitution, I don't really care, to be quite frankly,
Okay.
because in regards to the Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us.
Yeah.
And when it fails to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed. And quite frankly, the fact is, we're defending things in this country that shouldn't be defended.
Like-
The First Amendment should not defend pornography and making children and women be victimized. Making women and children be victimized as a result of that. I think things like blasphemy shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, he right now, he's a crowd favorite.
Per the First Amendment. I think that, quite frankly, there are a lot of legal processes that are enabling criminals and bad people to fully enact their will in this country in the name of the Constitution or following the Constitution. So, quite frankly, if Trump is anti-Constitution, good, and I think he should go further.
So this is wonderfully revealing of the modern conservative mindset. So I appreciate you spelling it out so openly. Just checking, do you support the Second Amendment?
I do.
Okay. Surprised. I was shocked to hear that. I'm saying that Donald Trump is defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He's thinking of defying the 12th and 22nd Amendments. You're saying you don't care about the Constitution, but actually you do because you quite like the Second Amendment. You just don't like the bits that you disagree with. Can I just be clear on
Yeah,
that?
absolutely.
Okay.
I'm more than willing to amend it and include
Whenever
the
it's in
Second
your
Amendment.
favor.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So can Democrats do the same when they're in office?
No, absolutely not. Because
you don't
it's the
believe in
friend enemy.
democracy?
No, I don't. Absolutely not.
What do you believe in?
Autocracy.
By who?
This is so
Honestly,
bad.
quite frankly, anyone who is in line with Catholic
This is
teaching.
cringe.
Donald Trump is not Catholic.
Of course, he's not. I completely agree,
So
and that's
you
part of
support
the problem.
Trump? You don't support Trump?
No, I don't. I didn't even vote for him. I wrote in like John Pork or someone.
Why
I can't
did
even
you-
remember.
Why did you vote if you don't believe in democracy and you want autocracy?
Well, because quite frankly, I voted.
This is
I kind
fascinating.
of voted just to.
I came with this
troll a
argument,
little
but
bit,
I'm bored of my own argument. I'm much more interested in this. So
Yeah, absolutely.
How do we get to an autocracy?
I think, quite frankly, that if we are able to enact.
I
local-
voted
Here's
just
the
to
weird-
troll or something.
Other way.
What the
I
fuck?
think, quite frankly, these far-right conservatives sitting right around.
White
me.
people?
Yeah,
No brown
absolutely.
people. So
Well,
some
actually,
of you guys,
I have quite.
some of the people
I
in this
have
room
quite-
don't make the cut
No,
from what I can
actually,
see visually.
Actually,
Okay.
hold on for a moment. I do think that there are people who happen to not be white who do actually have history in this country and have roots in this country. For instance, from the Mexican-American War, we subsumed a lot of territory of people who have far stakes in this country who happen to be Hispanic or what have you.
Okay.
I'm for defending the traditional demographics of this country, which is majority white,
So
and should stay that
How
way.
does the United States? I mean, we've gone so off topic, but how does the United States look like under you? Sorry, what's your name?
My name is, my name's Connor. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Took a little bit of a doubt there.
Oh,
just
well,
saying your name.
I use
Connor,
a pseudonym online.
fair-
Oh man, he forgot his name for a little bit.
Fair enough.
But
Connor,
fair enough.
How would Connor's America look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
No, I didn't ask about
whether-
deporting. What does the government look like?
What does the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader such as
Where does he
Franco.
come from?
It could be a kind of aristocratic class, could be someone
No, but who picks the autocrat?
Frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it. Kings were
Isn't that democracy?
Well, sure. You can have a vote to get to that state.
And then no more votes afterwards?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that?
Well, I'm not going to be a part of
I
the group
wouldn't
that
get
he
killed.
kills, because
How do
that's
you
the
know?
whole thing.
How do you know?
Carl Schmitt
Autocrats tend to
Carl
kill
Ma-
everyone,
Carl
even their own
Schmitt makes
supporters.
this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right? You
Carl
liberals,
Schmitt, the
you-
Nazi theoretician.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
Are you
Who
a fan of
ca-
the Nazis?
I frankly don't care being called a Nazi at
I didn't
all.
say that. I
Doesn't
didn't
matter
actually
to
say
me.
that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
What about the
you know,
persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But
And
you
so
don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution
We
and
may
stuff like
have
that,
to
which is
rename
bad.
this show
but-
because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you can say, I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, this is so bad.
Absolutely.
I'm just checking who's clapping just to get my set of where everyone
Because
is on this.
in
Because you know
during-
that millions of people are going to be watching you on YouTube and checking out
Yeah,
who the fascists
absolutely.
and the Nazis are.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
clearly you're not.
During the
Clearly you're not.
during the pre-war period, prior to World War II, it was only those parties that properly enacted the people's will. That's why they won. The conservatives
This is a
were
hard
fat
watch.
Are
cats,
you
they
in
were
favor
aristocrats,
of,
they didn't care.
of killing people who aren't like you?
Quite frankly, I'm not. If
You mentioned
they...
Franco earlier. Franco killed a lot of innocent people.
Oh, well, he killed communists. He killed people who raped nuns and killed priests.
What about children who he killed and women who he killed?
What are you talking about? He never killed any women or children. He was Catholic,
He only
dude.
killed combatants. Is that what you're
Yeah,
claiming?
he only killed combatants.
Never killed any innocent people.
The White Terror was only punishing those people who did acts of terrorism. And again, are you supporting like raping innocent women? Nuns, dude. Killing priests? I mean, priests don't
Nuns,
brandish
dude.
guns
I'm
like
liking the
you
fact
just-
check that
Refuse
comes
to
in from the
condemn
side.
the Nazi Holocaust, my friend. I don't think you're in a position to ask anyone any questions.
I quite frankly don't care what you think about me. If I'm a Nazi
And
and
the
being a
feeling
Nazi,
is mutual,
if
so-
being a Nazi means upholding human
Canada.
dignity, because I even believe in your dignity. I don't in
I
a state
don't-
that I was
with the
running.
greatest of
I wouldn't
respect,
want to hurt
I don't
you or
debate.
anything like that. But
What are we
quite
doing here?
frankly,
I don't debate fascists.
okay. So do you concede then? I mean, why?
Do I concede you're a fascist who won't condemn the Nazis?
Yeah.
Yes, I concede.
Okay, great. So I mean, what are we doing here? Because I mean, you
don't
just seem
know what
offended.
you're doing here,
You
to be
just seem
honest.
offended, to be quite frankly.
This is
Like,
so
I'm offended
bad.
by people who can't condemn the Nazis. Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, I condemn the evils that they did, but I don't really
Against
care
the
about
Jews?
being. Yeah, sure. I don't care about being called a Nazi
sure.
is the whole thing.
I never called you a
I
Nazi.
care
You
about
called
doing
yourself
the right
a Nazi,
thing.
a fascist, and a General Franco
Well,
supporter.
yeah, I am a General Franco supporter. He was awesome. He was so super cool, quite frankly. Because the whole
And
thing.
you don't believe in democracy.
I don't believe in
What
democracy.
are you doing here at a televised debate?
Because,
This is democracy. I want to debate and disagree.
Because it is the means to support an end. The reason we have free speech now is because we want to be openly talking about our opinions so we can get the state that we want. But it doesn't mean
This is
upholding
great.
free speech after we win.
I
Again, I mentioned
the only good
the
thing about
whole-
this fascist moment
the
we're in
whole
is that
reason-
you guys are so open about it.
The
It's
whole
great.
reason
Say
I
the
mentioned
quiet part loud.
the
Keep saying
whole
it.
reason I mentioned Carl Schmitt earlier, and you kind of blew past him, is the friend-enemy distinction.
Started,
Even-
welcome in.
Even liberals, when they
No,
take
this is
power, they want to enact
facts,
policies and they want to
1000% a
enact
hard watch,
protections
man.
for their people and their
This goes
ideas, and
on
they're
for
willing
an
to punish
hour and
their
40
enemy.
minutes.
And so I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, if you're going to punish me, I'm going to get in power, and I'm going to frankly.
I'm getting
punish you when you try to
PTSD.
leverage
Like
power against me.
I feel like I'm
Just that simple.
in an argument with my ex. Like nobody's getting a point across. Everybody's trying to be right.
Not sure what you want to say.
This is
Hey,
not
it is what it
good.
is.
All right. Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I can't say the same, but thank you.
Like I saw bits and clips on TikTok. I was like, all right, let me sit down. Let me watch some of this.
Good to meet you, sir. All right.
5 minutes
so
in,
I
I'm
kinda
like,
wanna
ugh.
start at the basics or the foundation. I want to see.
Can I
what-
just check?
Yes.
Are you a fascist?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I describe myself as, I think, just a Christian.
Fair enough.
I'm a devout Christian.
Good to hear.
So.
Okay, he's coming
I
off.
want to start like, what is your connection to the
Not like the others.
Constitution, and why do you love it so much? Like, what makes it so important that Trump would defy something like the Constitution to you personally?
Great questions. My first connection is I'm an American citizen. I naturalized American citizen, took a pledge to this country, to the Constitution. As a previous speaker has said, Constitution's not perfect. A lot of things I don't like about it. I don't like the Second Amendment. There's various amendments. I don't like the way the Senate is set up. I'm sure there's things you don't like about the Constitution. The difference is, I don't think you can just illegally defy the Constitution. I think each and every one of us can make up whatever we want. Certainly presidents who are elected with an oath, right? Donald Trump took an oath to preserve, protect, defend the Constitution. And now when he's asked on television, isn't it your job to uphold the Constitution? He said on NBC, I don't know, which goes against his oath. And I'm identifying specific amendments where he is violating. He's only 6 months into his presidency, defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He wants to defy the 22nd Amendment and be president for a third term. This is the problem we have right now. Free speech is under assault. The free press is under assault. Due process is under assault. The right to be in your home and not be invaded by federal agents, the Fourth Amendment, is under assault. So that, for me, is a problem.
Okay. Well, I'd like to start to say I really don't find the Constitution that important. I find it to be like a 300-year-old document. And it was created to defy the country that subjugated your ancestors in India. And then your parents probably moved from India to Britain. And then you move here to tell us that we should listen to a piece of paper that you were never even connected to begin with. So I want to say, like, if I don't care about it, why do you care about it so much?
How do
Star,
you
I'm
run a
telling you,
country
man.
without any kind of laws or
This
due
is not
process?
good.
And by the way, you do care about it, because without the First Amendment, you wouldn't be sitting here.
Well, I agree with the First Amendment, and I think.
So do you agree with
country-
Donald Trump's crackdown on the First Amendment? He's imprisoning people for their speech. He's threatening free speech media organizations. He's threatening peaceable assembly. These are all rights under the First Amendment. Why aren't you bothered by that as a conservative who claims to love the First Amendment?
So I don't like the First Amendment. I like free speech.
Everybody's
So
pick and
First Amendment is
choosy.
what guarantees freedom.
I
I'm from the UK,
pick
by the way.
this, I
I'm from the
choose
UK,
this.
which is a democracy. We don't have the
Everybody's
First
bits and
Amendment.
pieces,
So that's
man.
one of the things I do like about the Constitution. I wish the UK did have a First Amendment.
So people
I'm a
that get
journalist.
arrested for praying outside abortion clinics and stuff like that,
So,
right?
so you're opposed to people being arrested for speech crimes, I assume.
Well, it depends what it is. If it's like the
Oh,
people.
so you're like one of the previous speakers. You don't,
No.
as long as there's someone who agrees with you, you don't mind the
No,
crackdown.
no,
Yeah.
I support.
Either we consistently support
I
principles
support
or we
free
don't.
speech 100%.
Okay.
I don't think
So
anyone.
do you think Donald Trump is defying the Constitution by cracking down on the First Amendment?
So I think he's cracking down on free speech, like the deportation of Mahmoud Khalil, who was
just released from prison by a judge saying his First Amendment rights were violated.
And I agree with the judge, and I disagree with Trump deporting them. But I think that's more a matter of free speech and not the Constitution.
I think that's pedantry at this moment. I think you've conceded that he is cracking down on free speech, which is the First Amendment. So he is defying the Constitution. So it's a pleasure to be in agreement with you, sir.
All right, pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thank you very much.
You know, I have a theory. Whenever the person that's sitting in the chair is starting to, like, lose the argument and the other guy's starting to make his points and is consistent with his thought, like, everybody votes the person out, like, all right, hey, we're losing, let's vote him out, type shit.
Okay, how's it going? I'm Mehdi.
Mehdi, great to meet you. My name is Kai. Do you, Mehdi, believe that the Constitution is important and good?
Overall, yes.
Do you believe that that Constitution can be eroded through democratic processes?
What do you mean by erode?
The original intention of the Constitution being destroyed through a purely, democratic or legal process.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Okay.
I think if you're democratically amending the Constitution per the rules of the Constitution, that's fine. If we could find a constitutional way to get rid of the Second Amendment, I'd be pro that.
So let's pose a hypothetical wherein the entire population of the United States has drastically changed.
Yes.
And the population now has completely different intentions about what to do with the country. Let's say it wants to give it all back to Mexico, dismantling the United States of America. If that's the case, then what's the use of the Constitution? It hasn't defended the country. In fact, it's allowed for its destruction.
I don't understand the premise. How did the whole country change?
Demographic replacement, mass migration. I mean, we're seeing a change in demographics. And there's...
What is the... I do want to talk about immigration today.
I hope we talk about it.
Everyone's itching in this group to get
Yes,
to
sir.
immigration.
Yes, sir.
I've saved it. I've saved it for you all. But given we're on the sense of the Constitution, and you asked the question, what is the proportion of immigrants in this country? What proportion of the population is foreign-born?
It's very difficult to measure because the actual projections of the number have been changing more rapidly.
But what is currently the best estimate of official
I think it was about 15%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just under 15%.
Which is, by the way, more actually than the original estimate was. So
but
we have
15% of the people are going to change the country, change the Constitution. How's that going to work? It's actually a nightmare. As someone who wants to amend the Constitution and get rid of things like the ridiculous way the Senate is set up, or the Second Amendment on guns, or various other things, it's really hard to change the Constitution. They made it almost impossible. You know, last time we had a constitutional amendment?
You know
like
what?
20, 30 years ago.
I understand, which is
and it was
why
on, I think, members of Congress pay.
Which is why.
It's
no, I get get it.
So where are you getting this scenario where 350 odd million people all become foreign-born migrants or the children of migrants, immediate migrants, even though America is a nation of migrants, and then abandons the Constitution and gives the country back to Mexico? Outside of your imagination, where is that happening?
Let's bring it back to the actual discussion. What you did is you entertained my hypothetical, but then instead of sticking to the point of the Constitution, you said, well, how would you bring about your hypothetical? And then when
because you missed out the part where the Constitution is quite hard to change.
Hold on. I understand that. I gave you.
I also wanted to get a sense of where you are, and you're a great replacement guy. So that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, and you're a real good journalist because you don't talk to people who identify as like a political ideology. I mean, that's a very liberal idea.
I don't debate fascists. I'll talk to them, but I won't debate them.
Frankly, that's upsetting. I think there's a big problem when we value freedom of speech so much, but any real journalist is not going to talk to somebody because they identify with the politically incorrect ideology.
Just talk to the guy in front of you. What are you talking about?
You literally stopped talking to him, and then everybody had to vote him out.
Debating versus talking is very different.
Okay.
It's pointless, right?
Okay,
he doesn't believe in free speech.
Okay.
He doesn't believe in democracy.
He was freely speaking with you. You're the one who shut up.
No, he said
my brain is
fried.
fried.
Free speech, so that I can get one election. After one
Appreciate
election,
the
my
likes
guy
on
comes
TikTok,
in,
y'all.
and after my guy comes in, nobody gets to speak or vote again.
We all listen to your
Why would I
conversation.
debate that?
We listen to your conversation. Let's
Well,
bring
I'll
it
remind you
back
what
to
was
this
said
topic.
because you just
Let's bring it back to the
misrepresented.
Constitution.
Please do.
I
First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th Amendments. Those are the ones I'm saying Trump is defying. Do you support that or do you deny them?
I believe that the Constitution is valuable because it represents particular interests of the founding stock of Americans who made this country great.
Do you think due process is important? Some would say that's at the very core of American Constitution.
And
Fifth Amendment.
And what I think makes the Constitution function, what allows it to save this country and to actually make it work, are the people who are...
I'm not sure where you're going with this argument.
Hold on. I'll show you.
Is Trump defying the Constitution? That's my claim. You can have these weird hypotheticals
We're taking it into a different manner, which is...
he keeps on with the hypotheticals.
I'd rather not have your...
You already did.
Yeah, but now I
just
don't
5
want
minutes
to.
ago when you took it to immigration.
Now I don't want to.
Okay. Let's bring it back.
I want to bring it back to the First, the Fourth, the Fifth, and the 14th Amendments, and the 22nd Amendments. Either you say, hold on, you got two very good positions here. One is to say, I don't think he's defying them, and I'll say why you're wrong. Or you say, I don't care that he's defying them, as one of your colleagues said, in which case, I don't know where this conversation goes because you don't believe in democracy.
That's fair. Do you think it's wrong to dismantle the Constitution?
So those two options ahead of you are, do you agree?
This is important.
Do you agree?
I'm doing
So
is
is Donald Trump... Okay, let me ask a question back since you're asking me questions. You're not answering the basic point.
Well,
do you think Donald Trump is dismantling the Constitution?
Can
we agree that Donald Trump is dismantling? Because I'll agree with you on that. I think he is dismantling the Constitution.
I think he's
illegally, unconstitutionally,
I think he's interpreting it in ways that are more...
Which judges do not agree with him on.
Okay,
Which the Supreme Court has not agreed with him on.
And the judges don't agree with the people who wrote the Constitution.
How do you know that?
Okay, let's take your example of the Second Amendment. Let's say that a bunch of judges...
I didn't give the Second Amendment.
No,
hold on. Fourth, you don't want to talk about the ones I've given.
You're interrupting me. You're
ignoring me. First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th, 22nd Amendments. Those are my amendments that I came with today. If you don't want to debate them, just say so.
I'm trying to understand your ideology. You believe that dismantling the Constitution is okay when it's about parts of the Constitution.
It's not hard to stick to the point.
You would be fine getting rid of the Second Amendment, even though that would be a dismantling of the Constitution.
No, because it would be done via constitutional means. I'm not the one sitting here like your pal.
Okay, you have agreed. You have agreed the Constitution.
I'm not the one saying you just get rid of them willy-nilly. I don't agree.
We're ramping up.
I don't agree that Joe Biden should come in and say by executive order, if Joe Biden put out executive order saying Second Amendment no longer applies. I can round up everyone's guns. I don't agree with that.
Your result is exactly
the same.
I don't agree
with them. No, but I don't agree with the method of doing it. It's unconstitutional.
That's fine.
He would have been defying the Constitution, and I would have said so, but you can't bring yourself to say so. We've been sitting here for several minutes. All of your friends have seen me ask you several times, do you agree that Donald Trump is defying the First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th, and possibly 22nd Amendments? Your colleague at least admitted that he's defying the First Amendment.
I understand that you came in here. What you are attempting to do is simply frame this conversation like you did with the first claim about Donald Trump. But then when anybody asks you any kind of question that presses you to the least degree
I answered. I said I would dismantle the Constitution, but I would do it constitutionally, not by executive order.
So what I'm trying to get to is to prove to everybody who's watching that what you care about is not the Constitution in what it represents or creates. You care about the Constitution only insofar as it allows you to achieve your political worldview. We agree on that.
No, I care about the Constitution
you agree with the
because I don't think presidents should be fascist dictators and violate the Constitution. That's what I'm saying.
You care.
And he is different. I don't think the president should have the power to lock you and me up if we write an op-ed that he doesn't like. I don't think the president should be able to crack down on us if you and I decide to go protest outside his parade. I don't think the president should be able to deprive you and I of due process or come into our homes without a warrant.
And I think,
well, let's end an agreement then.
All right, pause. You've been voted out.
I'm glad
it's
we
good to meet you.
It's good to meet you, Kai.
It's our first lady in the chair.
Hey, how
Can't wait.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Nice to meet you.
How are you? So Trump is defying the 1st, 4th,
5th, and
5th.
14th, and maybe the 22nd soon.
Okay. So I want to focus on the 1st
Okay.
and the 5th.
Okay.
So you say that Trump is defying the First Amendment. Can you give me an example?
For example, he banned the Associated Press from attending White House events. A Trump-appointed judge said that was against the First Amendment. He's been cracking down on media organizations he doesn't like over their speech. If they say stuff he doesn't like, for example,
Cracking down how?
So, for example, he banned the Associated Press from attending White House events because
I
they
can't go
said
to the White House
it's the
either.
Gulf of Mexico. That's not how it works. They were already at the White House. He deprived them of access, so he punished them for their speech.
But
which is
are
why
they
a
allowed
judge,
to go to the press,
which is why
though?
a judge he appointed, Trevor McFadden, said this was contrary to the First Amendment. A Trump-appointed judge. He's called MSNBC and CNN illegal. Media organizations are not ipso facto
But that's free speech.
illegal.
He can call them whatever they want.
Attacking the media
Yeah, he can
by the
attack
president as the executive?
Yeah, he can
And-
say whatever he wants. That's literally the First Amendment.
He can say whatever he wants.
Absolutely.
But the media can't say what they want.
They do.
But he's going after them. He's suing them. He's using lawsuits to crack down on the press.
They
Presidents
used
have not done that
lawsuits
before.
to give him 34 felonies that Hillary Clinton did.
No media gave him a lawsuit.
No, but
Oh,
people
we're
on the
talking about media.
Democratic side.
We don't talk about the Democrats.
Okay. So he can call them whatever he wants because that's the freedom of speech.
He's threatened to imprison reporters.
He
He wants to
absolutely-
imprison. He said reporters should go to prison for reporting. He threatened some of them with prison rape. Right? That is against the First Amendment.
Okay. How is that against the First Amendment?
You don't think sending reporters to prison for
Is he
reporting that he
sending
doesn't
them?
like?
Did he do that?
He wanted to. He said so.
Okay,
I would like them to go.
I would really like to.
So people,
fly.
other people stopped him doesn't mean
Right.
he's not defying
Okay,
the Constitution.
So
he
can
also
want,
said if you turn
he can,
up,
excuse me, he can want to do something.
Yes.
That doesn't mean he will or he can.
Okay.
And I think he's very.
Well, I've already
aware
given an
of that.
example of something he did do to the Associated Press, but okay.
Yeah, okay, so the Associated Press isn't allowed in the Oval Office, which is his office, that's his executive space.
Okay.
And they are allowed in the press room, just like CNN, just like The Guardian.
Which he thinks are illegal media organizations.
He can
He
think
calls
whatever he
calls the
wants.
media the enemies of the people.
You called him a fascist.
Yeah.
you can say whatever you want.
Yes.
Yes.
But the
and
president is I'm
Incoming
not,
at
I'm not the
break.
president of the United States with the executive
So
power
no, okay,
to
so
crack
then
down on
the
the
First
media.
Amendment only applies to the citizens, but not the president.
I never
of the
said that.
United
In
States.
fact,
so
Donald
then
Trump
he
runs
can
his mouth
say-
more than anyone.
Absolutely, he
Yeah.
does.
And he
is-
doesn't just
he
say
is-
stuff. As I said, he actually does stuff. He actually does crack down. For example, Fifth Amendment.
Yes.
Due process.
Yes,
Judges have actually said you have violated due process.
Yes,
of
except
people on trial.
people kind of forget the Clinton, the 1996 Immigration Reform Act,
Yeah.
where you can get limited due process when you have expedited.
American citizens?
No.
What about American citizens?
Who's getting deported? That's American.
2 American children have been deported multiple this year. Have you not been?
No. Their parents have been deported, and their parents say,
No,
"I'm
the
gonna
father was
take
American.
my baby."
No.
Was mom legal?
We don't know because they didn't go to court. And the judge,
They
by
don't
the way,
have to go to
by the-
court.
yes.
That's
okay.
not a part of the due process.
Are you a lawyer?
I'm very aware of
Are
it.
you a lawyer?
Do I have to be? We're making an argument.
you a
now
lawyer?
We're making.
It's a simple question.
No.
Are you a lawyer?
Okay, we're making an
I'll
argument.
take that as a no. A Trump-appointed judge in the case, not some Marxist lefty judge, as you
I
people
don't
like to call them,
care.
a Trump-appointed conservative judge said you cannot, it is illegal and unconstitutional to expel or deport an American citizen without meaningful process. He said that in April. So that was an act that Trump
So,
did. It wasn't
the
speech.
child-
He got rid of an American citizen from the
Okay.
country
Okay.
without process.
So the
That's the
child-
Fifth Amendment violation.
Since I'm not up to date on that specific
I can give you
case,
more.
I'm sure you can. So.
Well, you weren't aware that American citizens are being deported. It's a pretty big story.
Yeah, the
Maybe
child
if you
that
read the
probably
fake
went
news,
with
you might know.
What?
If you read the fake news, you might know what's going on. A lot of American
How would
citizens
I know what's going
have
on
been
if
deported.
I read fake news? I don't watch CNN or Rachel Maddow.
That's,
Sorry.
That's why you don't know that your fellow citizens have been deported. This year.
My fellow citizens.
Are they
no.
not? American citizens haven't been deported?
Okay. When a child goes with their.
All right, guys, that's time.
Oh, she didn't really have a point, anyways.
Hey, before we go any further, we want to take a moment to say thanks so much to Straight Arrow News for powering the fact checks in media by to under spectrum with Straight Arrow Complex and stop supporting this worthy journey to it.
My next claim is that immigrants overall are good for America.
All right. Here we go. My prediction for this one is we're going to have a lot, maybe not a lot. We're going to at least 3 to 4. You should leave and go back to your countries if you don't like it. At least 3 or 4 of them.
We'll fold that up right now.
Oh, second lady, back to back ladies.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, nice to meet you,
Mehdi.
Daniela. So, in regards to your claim, I just want to start by asking this: do you care more about helping Americans or immigrants in this claim?
immigrants are Americans. I'm an immigrant and an American.
Well, immigrants are not Americans. Americans are the people that were born here.
That's not true. Where'd
Are
you
you
get,
talking
what's the
about
basis of
people-
your claim for
Are you
that?
talking about people that get naturalized in the process of becoming
Yes.
American?
14th Amendment. Have you read it?
Okay, yes, I have.
Citizenship clause. It
so
says
I'm-
any
Spicy.
persons born or naturalized in the United States
Coming
are
in hot.
citizens of the United
I'm-
States.
I'm aware of that.
There's
I'm
about 40 to 50 million naturalized
I'm
Americans
aware
in
of
this
that.
country.
Yes, but
You
would
didn't
it-
seem aware of it because you said Americans versus immigrants.
So, but are you understanding that the process of getting all these immigrants that come in here we've been also, the millions of immigrants, it's up to the millions, it's the last 20 years now, and it has dramatically affected Americans here in the country, which
Positively,
people,
I would argue.
people like me and everyone around here, we cannot find homes or even get jobs within our own fields that we go to college for, that we get into debt for. And because more blue collar work, especially in construction, agriculture and so forth, and the hospitality industry, we cannot get jobs in those fields, so it requires
Are you looking for a
us-
job in construction
I am
or
not,
agriculture?
no. I went
Just
to
joking.
college.
Okay.
Many people here are in college or went to college, but we can't even find jobs in our fields, also because of the H-1B visa program as well. But in regards to just your claim about immigrants specifically, we cannot even get jobs to pay for housing.
Unemployment is at a record low right now, even under Donald Trump. And I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but I would say unemployment under both Biden and Trump has been at record low levels.
Okay, is this in regards for American citizens?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm unaware of that statistic, but from what I see, from what I
I'm an
consistently
immigrant
hear-
and an American, and I employ
Sure.
many
And
American
my-
citizens,
and-
both naturalized and the ones born here.
And
I employ
my
Americans.
parents, no, my parents came
Americans as defined by you.
My parents came as immigrants to become naturalized, so I'm not necessarily opposed
Oh,
to
wow.
immigrants.
So you're the child of immigrants.
Correct. I'm a child of immigrants. I was
But
born
you don't
here.
accept that immigrants are Americans.
Not at this moment.
So your
because-
parents are not Americans?
Not at this moment.
So hold
no,
on, your parents are
they're
not Americans?
citizens. They became naturalized.
You just said you can't be citizens. Born
to
here, right?
naturalization. I
But
never
are your
said I'm against
parents?
naturalization.
Are you against naturalization?
No, I never said I was against
You did.
naturalization.
You began. You're very. Everyone was here. They can play it back on YouTube. You said Americans or immigrants. Are your parents Americans?
Yeah,
or
her
immigrants?
shit's falling
No, my
apart.
parents
They're
are
voting the
United
fuck out of her.
States citizens.
But they're immigrants. You said.
No, they came here as immigrants. However, but
So they
I
are
want to make the
immigrants.
claim
You
that
said-
we cannot
I came
even-
here as an immigrant. I'm
but
an immigrant.
at this point, when they came, the
I
United,
think the
the
people
United
aren't
States
happy with the way
economy,
this is going for you.
the United States economy was not at.
It's better.
Put
now.
that-
American
put that
economy
chick-
is better than it's been
Not
for
for
many
that
years.
chick in the
And I
chat.
can say
statistics
that
I
as
see.
somebody who
We
doesn't like
have-
Donald Trump.
We're
Which
giving
statistics are you
millions
seeing?
and billions of dollars
Which
to
statistics are
people
you
of
seeing?
minorities as well as
The reason the
immigrants
economy is doing badly now is
that
because
we
Donald
can't-
Trump's
that we're giving
tariff
it to loans.
policy,
We can't
nothing
even
to do
get
with migrants.
businesses.
In fact, the
They can't
congressional.
even start businesses.
I'm an immigrant. I started a business. In
No,
fact,
I
in
understand
fact,
because the SBA
immigrants
is
are-
giving people
immigrants-
billions
I didn't
of
take any
loans.
loans
They're giving
from
them
SBA.
billions.
I didn't take any loans
I'm not
from
saying
SBA.
you did, but I'm
Okay, well,
saying
I'm
that
saying I did.
statistically speaking, they're giving billions of
So
loans
should we do
to these people.
statistics? According to statistics, immigrants are 80% more likely to be entrepreneurs than native-born Americans.
Sure,
They're more
absolutely.
likely to start
No,
businesses
I'm aware of
and
that.
hire Americans.
No, I'm aware of
right?
that,
Immigrants
but
are
we
more
also-
likely to pay in taxes than
Yeah.
take out in benefits.
And
They're more likely to add to innovation and jobs and wages. This is what the statistics show. The Congressional
yeah, I
Budget Office.
understand- I
Let me just finish my
understand
point and then let you come back
Okay,
in.
go
The
ahead.
Congressional Budget Office, which is bipartisan, Republicans and Democrats both use it. They have said that the immigration surge that you mentioned will lead to an extra $9 trillion of GDP over the next 10 years. That amounts to $65,000 per American household. That's $65,000 for each and every one of you holding up a red flag.
Okay, I
All
understand
right,
that, but
pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your
Nice
seat.
to meet you.
nice to meet you. Thank you.
She didn't really have a point. Oh, my boy's ready. Pinky ready,
Hey, how's it
dog.
going, Eddie?
What's going on, man? Nice to meet you. All right, so first, before I start, I need to know what you mean by good. I can talk about the economy, I can talk about culture, I can
Great.
talk about all those things. I need
All
to
of
know
them.
what you mean.
All of them.
All of them.
I'm saying immigrants are good for the economy. They're good for
You think lower
culture.
wages are
they're
good for the
for
economy?
society. Where's the lower wages?
What do you mean, where's the lower wages?
Where are the lower wages?
Yeah, so you can
What's
look
the
at
basis for saying there are lower wages?
Sure, so you can look at like the STEM industry. It's been in like a complete and total recession. There's been tons of studies like from the Economic Policy Institute that shows that like companies like Tesla, companies from like Silicon Valley, they engaged in mass firing of workers, around 35,000, but then they hired around 12,000 H-1B visas. And it's kind of just standard economic thinking. If you
It's not standard economic thinking. The vast majority of economists and economic studies suggest that there is a negligible, if no impact on wages over time
That's not-
from
that's just-
immigrants.
that's
In
just-
fact, your colleague mentioned earlier, construction, there is actually evidence in construction, yes. But in some industries, in some areas, there is an impact. But overall, no. In fact, a study from the National Bureau of Economic Research found that migrants since 1965 have raised wages
Who's that
and
by?
raised innovation.
Who's that by?
productivity. National Bureau for Economic Research.
No, hold on. That's where you publish studies. I'm asking
Yes,
for
I
the
didn't
author.
memorize the names of the authors.
Yeah, I know you did, right?
Can you
It's
give
from-
me the authors you've got?
Yeah, hold on. The study you're talking about is from Giovanni Perry, and what he did is he didn't account for aggregation issues, nor did
The
he.
vast majority of
Hold on,
studies.
let me speak.
Please.
Yeah, thank you, right? So
Ooh,
listen, you didn't
Adderall's
account for
kicking
aggregation
in.
issues, right? And when you look at like these spatial approaches that all these economists use, you're not accounting for the fact that when immigrants come into an area, natives leave. If you look at an occupational approach where you look at the specific firms that immigration is going into, like Kim ETAL 2013 did, you find a net negative impact when there's a 10% increase of immigration. You find around a 0.5% decline in wages when it comes to the specific occupations they're going to.
So
all your studies are flawed.
So 0.5%. Weigh that up against what I just mentioned from the Congressional Budget Office, which is a massive boost in GDP per head, which you're not counting for, massive increase in tax revenue, immigrants actually funding the deficits and debts by paying way more in taxes proportionately, including undocumented immigrants. And what's interesting about wages is, I'm in a room full of, I don't know what to call you anymore, conservatives, Republicans, fascists, I don't know. One of you has proudly said that.
Call us correct.
One of us proudly, correct. I'm in a room full of correct people, but do any of you actually care about wages? Because for example,
I actually do,
For example,
right?
do you support raising the minimum wage?
Absolutely, and you can't do that when you're bringing all these people coming into
That's
your
not
country.
the reason the
Yes,
Republican
it
Party
is.
blocks the minimum wage. You think Republican politicians don't vote for increase
Hey,
in the wage?
Posty, welcome
Did I say I
in.
voted Republican? Did I say I
We've
voted
not-
Republican?
Well, I'm going to show that was called 25 far-right Republicans.
That doesn't mean I'm going to support every single Republican
Good. So you and I, let's agree. We both support raising the minimum wage. Yes.
100%.
$7.25 since
No, I agree.
2009. It's lost 30% of its value.
100%.
If you care about wages, we should be raising the minimum wage in this country, not scapegoating migrants who aren't the cause of
Can I
low wages in the
respond?
country. You know who's causing low wages? Billionaires, millionaires,
Yeah, and the-
people who won't pay fair wages to their wages,
This is all
regardless
around
of whether
bad.
you are an immigrant or a
I
native
get the
born American.
monologue right now. Let me respond.
You had
right?
one. You had one
No,
with your one study that had a 0.5% impact. Go.
Yeah, and your study like sucked that you didn't even know who wrote it, right? So like, let's get back to the point,
because,
right?
because I don't need
And
to
there
know
it
one
goes
study.
again.
The
Let's hear it.
majority of studies say that wages are not impacted
The
by
majority of your
migration over
studies
time.
are flawed. That's what I'm
They're
telling
not
you.
my studies.
Right.
Neither of us are economists. It's the economist studies.
Don't assume who I am.
Are you an economist?
I could be.
But
right?
are you?
I could be.
Are you?
I'm not going to tell you.
Are you?
I'm going to major in economics, right?
Are you an economist?
No, not
Not
Okay, so when I
blanket.
said neither is economist, I was correct.
Just don't assume.
To use your
things.
favorite word.
See here, dude, this is nothing of substance. You look at the red flags; they're coming up. Let me get
That's
to the point.
great. I love
So
that
when
you're
you
not an
talk about the
economist.
when you talk about the
Come and
CBO,
pet me in
one
the
thing you're
pet
not accounting for here is that they're assuming an equilibrium, right? Do you know what that means? You shouldn't make these type of assumptions. You said earlier that unemployment
Do I
was
know
like
what it means? I thought we're not doing assumptions.
Okay, hold on. You mentioned we were like at like 4.2%
playtime in the pet
unemployment.
cafe.
Yeah, that's counting people who have part-time jobs. That's counting
Thank you,
poverty
Posty.
wages. Yeah, and
I'm against poverty wages.
you
Can we
won't let
agree
me
again?
Yes, if you go to like the Lookwood Institute, they calculate it a way where it's like functional unemployment. Okay, if you account for things like just people who make around $25,000.
Stephanie, welcome into
people
the
who are
chat.
out of
What's
the labor
up? My
market,
day's going
people who only work
pretty
part-time.
good.
If you count all of those people together, and then add on the unemployment, that's around 25% of the population. So when you go, we don't have jobs, we don't have people to do this, and that, and the other. No, yes, we do. Okay, we don't have a labor shortage. We have a good job shortage. And when you keep bringing these people in, and they're taking those jobs.
The good job shortage is the fault of big firms, employers.
You can't hear overhead, bro. Mind you, this has been, we've been on here for an hour now. Nobody has, they're dancing around the points.
I can say that.
They're trying to prove.
Who hires the immigrants?
Yeah.
Employers.
Exactly. So
But
when you bring up these big firms,
okay, so
that's the
let me
way
ask
they
you.
keep
Let me
wages
ask
down.
you a
You
question.
understand that, right?
So let me ask you a question. If you got rid of all immigrants coming in tomorrow, moratorium, you think that Republicans and employers of big firms just suddenly raise all the wages?
You notice
That's
how
what
you
you
didn't answer
believe.
what I said. You
That's
notice
what
how
you
it was
believe.
a complete of your
Yes, Posty, it's a who's got a bigger sword.
I'm on the subject.
If you know what I
You
mean.
believe that wages, I'm just wondering how naive you are. You believe that the 1% will raise wages and the federal
This is
if we stop.
this is the topic I wanted to get to, is the immigration. I wanted to see like how everybody felt about immigration. They started off on pro crime, and off of the first topic everybody wanted to talk about immigration. So now I'm curious to see as to who's gonna jump in now, because everybody was so hot to talk about it.
Immigration.
They will be forced to. When you increase labor's relationship to capital, okay, and you give labor more bargaining power because you're
But
tightening the
this is a very
supply of
simplistic
labor.
understanding of economics, because you're
Okay,
not,
explain I'm wrong.
I'm telling you how you're wrong.
Let me hear
Because
it.
you're ignoring the fact that when immigrants come into an area, they spend money. They create jobs through their
About
presence.
1/5 of their monthly income leaves the country.
That's a good thing also, because you don't like US aid, foreign aid. So this is the point. They create
Don't
jobs. I
assume
came
that.
into this country. So far, every one of my assumptions about you has been correct. But listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
I don't even like. I should get the hell out.
Yes.
Why?
I don't want you here.
Why?
Because you come here and say all this bullshit
Why?
about how Americans are lazy.
Why?
You push your left wing
I never
politics.
said Americans are
I don't
lazy.
know why you say this.
I never said Americans are
yes,
lazy.
you are.
The only person
You're saying
attacking
immigrants
people
have to
is
come
you.
into this country so they can do jobs that we don't want to do.
I
That's
never said
exactly
those
what you
words.
said.
When did I say it?
Oh, really? You
When
didn't
did I
say
say
that?
it?
So
We're
why
on
don't we-
YouTube. Guys watching on YouTube, rewind to the time where I said immigrants are doing jobs we don't want to do. When did I say those words? Words that came out of my mouth.
Okay, so why do we have to bring in immigrants? Why do we have to bring in immigrants to the country if we have people who are going to?
Alessandra, welcome in.
Been voted out.
It's nice talking to you.
Oh my God, that got hot at the end. That was so bad.
You're gonna have to go, bro, is what he said as I left, to an American citizen. Good to know where you stand on immigration. It's not about immigration, is it?
When he started realizing like he was losing, you should get the hell out of the country, is what he said. That is nuts.
That's what it's not about. Hey, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you. How are you?
Not bad.
Oh, this guy is so cool.
So, what type of immigrants are we talking about?
What do you mean?
What?
Any immigrants or are
Immigrants, that's what I said, immigrants
are illegal
overall.
immigrants? part of it too?
Undocumented immigrants also contribute
Illegal.
greatly to the U.S. I say undocumented. I don't think people are illegal.
So, let's put it this way. I mean, I'm an immigrant too,
Are
from
you?
Iran.
Okay.
There isn't even
How
a
do you
U.S.
feel about the fact that people here want you out? Are you okay with that?
I'm here to debate you, not debate them.
I mean, you're all on the same side. You're part of one group.
No.
You've been clapping each other.
No, I mean, there are conservatives here, there are far-right people here, there are Republicans
But how do
here.
you feel about that guy wanting me and you to leave?
But, you know, let's
I'm just
stick-
wondering. Wait, this is the topic of immigration.
It's not
how do
about
you feel
my,
about the guy?
It's not about my feelings towards them.
Okay.
It's about staying on this topic.
Okay.
And
Immigrants
talk
are good for America, yeah. You and me, we're good for America. And the
So-
guy over there wants us to leave. So I'm just wondering how you feel about
So I believe that there has to be strict immigration laws.
Okay.
We have to make sure that the people are coming here have the good intent of the United States
Yeah.
in mind.
That's not my claim, but okay.
So
my claim is about immigrants
so
are net
if,
positive.
if we just open our borders to every single person
No one
that wants
calls
to
for
be
open
here, you know, that claims that they have economical hardship in their country.
Who's calling for open borders?
No, I'm just saying, you know.
I mean, it's a straw man, so you're just saying a straw man.
No, I'm saying
You're
that
wasting
if
time with a straw man. No one's calling for open borders. I didn't call for open
well,
borders.
you wasted
I said
time.
immigrants-
We're gonna finish this immigration topic and then I'm moving on. I can't do too much of
Division.
this
He
anymore.
wants you to leave the country. That's a pretty big deal.
All right.
I mean, you can ignore
Like
it,
you
but
said,
that's your side, my friend.
Like I said,
You
you were
made
the
your
one
bet.
that tried to derail this argument
Derail?
by bringing that.
It's
Even
literally
though we're
core to my
trying
argument. I'm saying immigrants are good to America. People on
And-
your
and
side
I
are
asked
saying
you, what
we
type
should
of-
leave. Not me,
And,
me and
I
you.
asked you, what type of immigrants are we talking about? Are we
Immigrants
talking about
overall.
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 Okay.
So,
I mean,
so
we're not gonna.
so
you want to
believe,
get into? You want me to get into like particular communities? I'm not playing that
so
game.
you believe that people that come here without
Overall,
any
help
respect,
the society.
without any respect to our laws and our border,
No,
you know, are going to be good for this country?
No, of course not.
So you can't say that all immigrants overall.
I never said all immigrants.
Well,
I said
you said-
immigrants overall. Immigrants overall doesn't mean all immigrants. Sorry to break that to you.
All right, so we have to make sure that the people who are coming here have the good intent of this country in mind.
Agreed.
Agreed?
Yes.
All right,
Irrelevant
good.
to my claim.
But when you have undocumented immigration going
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
you can't vet that. You can't make sure about that. Let me real quick, you know, talk about my background. There is no the American embassy in Iran. So in order to come here, you have to stay in line for 4 years, and you have to go through some serious vetting procedure to get here. But I made it. And that process has to be in place because, I mean, you don't want terrorists
But I'm
to fill this
I
country.
made it too. I'm an American citizen. I went through lots of vetting. I took my test.
And that's how
But the
how
guy
it
over
should
there
be.
wants us to leave.
But
he wants us to leave.
When people
so people don't really care about vetting, do they?
But
it's not really about vetting, is it, my
but
friend?
people should not have
You're in
the
denial.
right. People should not have the right to ignore our borders and our laws.
What about those
to
of us who
come here.
don't ignore the borders? Should we get to stay?
Of course.
But
I mean,
he says we shouldn't.
Well, I'm not debating him.
You kind of are because you're all
No,
together on this.
No, I'm debating you.
Okay. And I'm pointing out to you that your argument is in bad faith because these guys are actually speaking the truth and you're in denial about who's on your side. He wants you gone.
I never claimed that I'm on their side or they're on my side. I'm here to debate you.
All right, pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please
Thank
return
you,
to your
Nice
seat.
to meet you. Hey, how you doing?
Ooh, Jim Bro has entered the
The
chat.
question is, immigration is good for America, right?
Overall.
Okay.
If you look at the net
All right,
positives to
here we go.
things like our society, our culture, our food, our economy, our general diversity. I know the D word is a bad word in places like this. I think immigrants have been a net positive. I think if you look at your everyday lives, we all benefit from immigration.
And what kind of conservatives disagree with that?
The guy,
besides
the guy,
racist
some
guy?
of the guys who told me to leave this place and go back to, I'm not a citizen.
Do you think all conservatives?
No.
Oh.
No, in fact, Ronald Reagan, who's a president I wasn't a big fan of until Donald Trump came along. Now people like Reagan look good in comparison. Reagan said in 1986, our country is a nation of immigrants. Our immigrant heritage is our strength. He gave an amnesty to 3 million undocumented migrants. He understood the value of immigration. So I'm with Reagan. Although
I'm
this
with
guy's putting his thumb down there, so
I'm with
Reagan's not
Reagan.
popular in right-wing crowds these days.
Yeah. Well, he's popular with me.
Good to hear.
I'm a deferred action of childhood arrivals. I was an illegal immigrant myself. I came here when I was 10. I'm what you would call a legal alien now. I didn't have any say on my parents' choices.
Yes.
Do I think that they were well-meaning by wanting to bring me over for a better future? Absolutely. I believe that.
Yeah.
Did they break the law? Yes. Do I agree with people breaking the law? Not necessarily. Do I think that there's ever a situation where
He gonna get
you
voted
can
out real
break the
quick because
law
he's
for the
going
better
nowhere.
or the greater good? Immigration is it's an interesting issue because I do agree with you that
good to hear.
Everyone is an immigrant in the sense like.
Some common ground.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your journey?
I've been here 10 years. I'm a proud American citizen. I'm a dual national. I'm British. I'm American. And
The guy in the back is so mad, Jim bro.
So,
I mean, not Jim
yes,
bro, Hat
I'm
bro.
very much proud of America's immigrant heritage. I'm part of it. And despite what one of the other people said on the show earlier, yeah, everyone here, unless you're Native American,
All right,
is a descendant of
pause.
immigrants.
Sorry, you've been voted out.
Of
Please
course.
return to your seat.
Thank you, man.
Nice to meet you.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Actually, a fan. I see you a lot on Piers Morgan.
Okay, thank you for
It's
watching.
a little
Yeah.
cringe. He's the only one that ran.
My argument, is that Americans are what is a nation? A nation is a geographical location full of people who have some things in common. So I think some of the things, typically in history, are going to be like race, religion, ethnicity, language. These are some of the things that we have to have in common in order to actually have a functioning civilization, to actually have a civilization. And the immigrants, especially illegal immigrants that come into this country now, disrespect us. They hate everything that we believe. They don't even speak our language. I watched, after Trump got elected, I watched an interview of an illegal alien woman crying and about getting deported, and the entire interview was in Spanish. That is a spit in the face. It's disrespect. They don't care about us. They abuse our system.
So
and
you've
they
gone from a
abuse our-
teleological argument into just a bunch of series of wild, unsubstantiated
Well, I'm asking
claims.
you, what is
well,
the-
I don't accept any of those claims
Okay,
that they
what's
hate
the point of
everything
a
we
country?
stand for, and I don't accept. Well, I'm not going to deal with the teleology. I'm going to deal with the false claims that you
Okay,
made.
go ahead.
There's no what's your basis for saying that all immigrants or all undocumented immigrants hate everything we stand for? It's funny that you said you're a Catholic nationalist. How did most Catholics get to America? Irish Catholics, Italian Catholics, immigration. Much of the people coming across the southern border are
Conquest.
Catholics. Are Catholics.
Yeah, I know, I don't-
So it's
that's
really
not-
funny that you say you're a Catholic
Is there-
nationalist, but Catholics came to America via immigration.
Yeah, so there's...
So immigration is good for America. You and I can agree. Otherwise, people of your faith wouldn't be here.
No. We were here on this side of the world, in this continent, from conquest. We came over here and
But the
we-
big surges of numbers,
Okay.
as you well know, because you're a smart guy,
Yeah.
Italian, Irish immigration waves, Catholic immigration waves.
Okay, yeah, and I'm not
Are
even
you
claiming...
against those?
I'm not even
Were you
claiming...
against those if you were
well,
alive
I'm
then?
not even claiming that
'Cause a
immigration
lot of people
is
were
bad.
against those.
I'm not claiming immigration is bad in all cases at all times.
What is your claim?
My claim is that immigration, especially now, and especially for foreign people that have nothing in common with us,
It's funny that you
is-
say it's
is
especially
a negative
now.
thing.
I've forgotten
Yeah.
your name. My apologies.
Brian.
Brian.
Yeah, how many
in
people-
every era there has been a Brian who says, "I'm not against immigration, just immigration now."
Okay.
This is what people said about Italians. It's what people said
That's
about Irish
unfortunate,
folks.
sorry.
Said about Russians, Poles, and now we're saying about
why
people
should
coming
I care
across the
about
southern
that?
border. Because you're not being, you're
Why
being a
are-
little disingenuous saying,
Okay.
"I'm only against immigrants now." This is a trope.
that
This
disingenuous?
is because it's a trope that's been used by nativists throughout American history.
No.
And every wave of immigrants has come in and faced the same hate and animus and bigotry and lazy trope. And every wave of immigration is ultimately
Well, I think-
assimilated, integrated,
Here-
benefited the
let me
country. In
make
fact,
a-
assimilation right now, according to Jacob Victor from the University of Washington,
Okay.
assimilation rates based on language and citizenship and naturalization are higher now than 100 years ago.
Okay, let me make a statement first. I think that you in
You
your own
ignored my statement, but okay.
you in your own person are a complete perfect example of why immigration is negative and why we shouldn't allow people
Wow.
who
Why?
don't have anything in
Why?
common with us. You're pro-abortion, you're pro-euthanasia, you're pro.
I'm
you're
pro-euthanasia? I thought
Yeah,
that-
you went. I've seen your stuff. You've defended
I'm
euthanasia.
pro-euthanasia.
Yeah, on Piers Morgan.
No, I've never discussed euthanasia with Piers Morgan in my life.
Okay, so my point is that you don't agree
Actually,
with
I'm
the
the guy
founders
here.
of this country.
If anyone watching at home, I'm the only guy here who actually supports American values, democracy, free speech, the Constitution. I've got folks here telling me they don't believe in democracy, that they're nationalists.
Wait, why should we care about that, by the way?
Isn't that what America stands for? What does America stand for?
Why,
so you hate what America stands for, not me.
I'm not even
And in
saying
fact, all the studies show that immigrants actually are more patriotic than native-born Americans.
The only reason why, that's the Mexicans in LA right now burning it down, waving Mexican flags.
LA's being burned down?
Please don't send us back to the country that we're waving the flag of.
I've been in LA for a few days. I didn't see anything burned down.
Yeah, I know the riots have ended. That's because Trump sent.
But if it's burned down, where's it all burned down? I haven't seen it. I've traveled around all of LA. You said LA was burned down. LA is 500 square miles. It's not a figure of speech, actually. It's another false claim of yours.
They're burning
I support
buildings.
euthanasia. LA's burned to the ground.
Bro, just
Immigrants
relax,
hate what we stand
relax.
for.
Okay, so
I'm super relaxed.
So you're pro-abortion.
But you're just saying one false thing after another.
So you're pro-abortion,
and I'm
right?
standing by my position. Immigrants are good for
You're pro-abortion. You're an immigrant.
I'm pro Roe v. Wade. Personally, I'm not pro-abortion. If you knew anything about me, you know.
Roe v. Wade is.
All right, pause. You've been voted out.
I was going to say nice to meet you, Brian, but I guess not. You made it.
Great to see you. My name is Cyrus.
Nice to meet you, Cyrus.
I am also son of 2 immigrants, came in legally. I'm also Persian descent.
Fantastic.
Born in LA.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Terangeles.
Yes. Well, I am mainly upset, not at the immigrants, legal or not. I'm mainly upset at Wall Street. I'm mainly upset at the elites, the special interests.
I'm with you.
They are the main reason why we've been having this issue since 1965. And most want to do well. There are a few bad apples, we can agree.
Okay.
But we want to go after the elites. They are the main cause of the problem.
Love it.
And just like healthcare, trade, everything.
Did you know, Cyrus, that the top 1% dodge $163 billion in taxes every year, while undocumented people pay $100 billion in tax? So I know where my anger is against.
There are issues with our tax system on the rich, but in a state like California, some taxes are too high. I used to live here, now I live in Las Vegas.
Different debate.
Okay.
I'm saying immigration is good for America.
Depends on the
People
taxes.
like you and me overall are good for America is what I'm saying.
Okay, but it depends on how it's done.
Yes.
It depends on how it's done.
And how it's being done to the U.S.
I'm not blaming the housing crisis on immigrants, not on wages, but in a state like California that doesn't build enough homes and they're bringing immigrants in, you have to increase supply of housing.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
but this is where our anger is at the political class.
I agree.
The Democrat Party used to have a different stance on immigration 15 years ago. Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton.
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not here to defend different Democrats. What I will say is
that's our anger.
What I will say is that everyone here actually does think immigration is good for America. Everyone here uses an iPhone designed by an immigrant, is on Gmail designed by an immigrant, is on a YouTube show.
But
you
this
guys all came to a YouTube show
Yeah.
founded by an immigrant. You wouldn't
Fair
be
point,
here
but that's
if it
a
wasn't for
tiny
an immigrant.
minority,
So
though.
you all love immigrants, whether you like it or not.
Okay, but it is a taboo subject. Should we be concerned about the demographics? So
no.
Anglo-Saxon, European American, 0% of America, it doesn't matter.
Are they 0% of America?
Well, let's say if it becomes 0%, it should not worry.
They're not going to. Why are you bringing weird hypotheticals?
But there has to. But I mean, they're still part of our country. There's culture. There's. I mean, even Britain. Like, it
America's gone
concerns
through
me.
many
But it
demographic waves,
concerns me when Britain is changing, and it's. You know, it's like they're
Britain's been
losing their
changing for
culture,
years.
but it's
Who said
losing
they're
their
losing their
culture.
culture? Who
Are
says
they?
that?
Are they going to try to?
I'm
what
from
are
the
they
UK.
gonna,
I'm telling you, no one's losing their culture in the UK.
London is going to be very little British in
Who
one
says
day.
so?
What's the plan? That's what we want to know. What's the
You
plan?
just made that up. Have you been
But
to London?
how do we know?
Cyrus, have you been to London?
No.
So then maybe you shouldn't comment on places you don't know anything about.
But what's the plan?
I grew up in London.
What's
London's
the
a very
general
British
plan?
city. I was in London a few weeks ago.
Okay.
It's a very British city.
I hope not. I understand that there are people in this audience that don't like me or you in this
Yeah, they
country,
want
and
us
I
to leave.
respect that. There's some that don't even want me to date a blonde woman. They want to keep to their own, or ginger or whatever. I respect that, but there has to be a deal made. There's Idaho, there's Montana. They can go live in a homogeneous society. I don't believe in force, okay? And I believe that there has to be a deal made. And I think there's upsides and downsides to diversity.
There's a deal made. People have elections, they vote for elections, and right now, there's Donald Trump in the White House, not someone I support, but people voted for him.
Well, why did he get in, mainly? Because we had
That's a big subject.
2016,
Not sure we have time to get into that.
2016,
There's a lot
Bernie
of reasons he got in.
Sanders. Okay.
Part of the reason he got in is that people in this room want people like me and you to leave, and they voted for him to try and make that happen.
I'm not surprised. One of the Charlottesville marchers doesn't like me, and I've met those people, and I respect their views.
You really shouldn't.
Well, they're wants.
Don't respect racist and fascist.
Well, they have their preferences. You know, we can't change that.
Actually, we can. That's why I tried to come in today, but anyways.
All right. That's time.
Oh my
Please return
God.
to your seat.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Great
Cyrus.
pleasure.
Good. My final claim is that Donald Trump's plan for Gaza is ethnic cleansing.
Oh my God. I wish I had time to get the last 32 minutes. Maybe when we come back on for the afternoon stream, I'll come back for that one. Let me hop off of this wave. That was pretty interesting. I just saw a bunch of tidbits and clips on TikTok, and I wanted to see what it was about. Boy, have we learned a lot. Let me do this real quick. Let's see. Here we go. I am now on Steam. I wanted to try something real quick. Yes, sir. Maybe we'll finish it on the stream, actually. Not at the moment, though. Okay, this is what I wanted to try. Let me update everything. You know what? The only thing that never updates is Kick. Okay, here we go. Now look, I am on PC, so the last time we were on my PC and we streamed a game, it did crash and you know, everything just shut down. So if the stream does shut down, not to worry, I'll be back later on. Why does it look like this? All right. All right. You guys think you're gonna get mine? Birth month and year. How do you enter that? Example. Okay. Hold on. Example. Okay, there we go. Okay. Did we hear a lot about this? Yes. Has this I honestly miss playing games on the PC because they're just so out of the ordinary. While this plays, I'm gonna let it play. I'll be back.
瞳の先にあるゴールだけを目指して
All right, let's see. What did I miss? Tokyo race course is as lively as ever. Do be careful that you don't accidentally get separated. Now then, allow me to introduce myself. Tazuna Hayakawa, secretary to the director, and I'll be your tour guide today. Thank you for bringing me on board. Dude, I'm excited actually to play this shit. Let's get closer. Get comfy, man. See, this is a good, like, palate cleanser to just get away from all that debate that we were just having. Ooh. Now, look, this is a free game, okay? My goal, because with every free game, I always happen to do, like, a purchase or something. I hope I don't purchase anything, okay? Wait, what is this? Race, who am I? This is me? Ogori Cap or Super Creek? Which one am I? I'm gonna have to do something for Twitch, because on Twitch the screen is kind of covered by my face. Silent Suzuku special week. Is that me? Special week?
各馬娘綺麗なスタートを切りました。これは一度にが熾烈になりそうですね。期待通りの結果を出せるか。一番人気スペシャルウィークサイレンス鈴鹿快調に飛ばしていきます。さあ花に立ったのはサイレンス鈴鹿。このままリードすることができるか。先頭から大きく離されて2番手はグラスワンダー。1コーナーから2コーナーへ向かう。先頭はサイレンス鈴鹿。安心で飛ばしていきます。2番手の位置で先頭を伺うのはグラスワンダー。3番手
Alright, this is fantastic.
すぐに続いてオグリキャップ。さらにはダイバスカーレット。およそ5馬身開いてスペシャルウィーク内の方からダリダ・ブライアン。外でアグネスタキオ東海帝王。
Let's go. I'm going for special week, man.
メジロマックイーン1馬身差ナイスネイチャーそのうち並んで松影福来てる1馬身離れて動くか。それを見るようにゴールドシップ少し後ろからスーパークリーク後方2番手に綾野トップガン向こう上面に入って先頭から新学までおよそ13馬身順位を振り返っていきます。サイレンス鈴鹿まだリードをキープしています。続いてはグラスワンダー外を回ってライスシャワーそして内目をつきましてはシンボリルドルフダイバスカーレット続いている少し離れてオグリキャップ後ろスペシャルウィーク内でアグネスタキオそしてその外を回って東海帝王その目をついてメジロマックイーン内にはライスネイチャー外から動くか内を回りますダリダ・ブライアン残り1000メートルを通過。
Only 100 meters left, or 1,000 meters.
その後松金福来てるそしてその内から行ったのはゴールドシップ最高峰ポツンと一人春うららグラスワンダー先頭を進みますがこれは正解でしょうか。
当たってしまっているかもしれません。息を入れるタイミングがあればいいですが
大欅を越え4コーナーへサイレンス鈴鹿ここで抜け出した
Special week.
果たして抜け出すのは誰だ。さあ外から先頭を伺うのはスペシャルウィーク最終コーナーを曲がって最初に勝ち上がったのはスペシャルウィーク残り400スペシャルウィークこのまま押し切れるか。スペシャルウィーク足色は衰えないスペシャルウィークリードは2馬身サイレンス鈴鹿後逸がある残り200強すぎる。
Let's go. Let's go. Special week. From the middle of the pack. Let's go.
レースが終わりましたら次はウイニングライブの時間です。勝利を手にしたウマ娘と応援してきたファンが喜びを分かち合う場所、ウイニングライブ。
Oh, we get a concert after.
一着の座を手にした子だけが立てるセンターはみんなが特別なレースに勝利した。
I'm sorry, I like the mouse pointer clicker. It does the little thing every time.
見ている私たちの考えもひとしおです。それにライブを見てそのウマ娘のファンになる方も多くいます。ウマ娘たちにとってウイニングライブは欠かすことのできないよ。では早速、今度はステージで輝くウマ娘。響けファンファーレ、届けゴールまで、輝く未来を君と見たいから。
I need Antho in the chat. I need my boy. Hold on, I gotta send this to my boy. I do my boy Endo in the chat. Where's he at? Hell yeah, it was a good ass concert. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna build my racer so good. #1 racer. All right, we got a couple minutes left. I got Kiddo on the way. I might stay on. I'll see how it is, but I really wanna build my racer. Trainer, welcome. Okay, training center. Director Kikawa.
将来有望なトレーナーの登場につい気が流行ってしまった。改めて私はこの学園の理事長秋川だ。よろしく頼むぞ新人トレーナーくん。まずはぜひ君のことを教えてほしい。
Finally, we get to tell her about ourselves. Trainer name. Oh, it registered me. I mean,
担当ウマ娘と共に彼女たちの夢を叶えるため、ぜひその手腕を振るってくれ。学園のウマ娘たちが志しているのは
Okay, we're trying to get into the Twinkle series.
君はトレーナーとして担当馬娘を教え導き以上では早速実践研修に参りましょう。
Okay, introduction course. First, let's meet some of the umamusumi you'll be working with. You're able to train in career playthrough. Trainee. Okay. Please be aware that if you haven't added an umamusami to your trainee umamusami roster, you won't be able to train her in a career playthrough. You can meet new potential trainees by scouting them. Well then, let's try our luck in the Pretty Derby Scout. Okay. Perform the tutorial Pretty Derby Scout 5 times. Got it. Sakura Bakushino. I like her. She's got 1 star though. Vodka, we're definitely scouting her, man. A wild Top Gear. Vodka, sheesh. Gold ship. Alright. I know who I'm looking for. You met some amazing umamusami, but before we go off to start training, allow me to explain support card scouting. I want to switch this screen. Hopefully it gives me that option. Alright, let's get some support cards. Special week, my lady. Silence Suzuka. Toketeo. Oguri Cup. Grass Wonder. Mejiro McQueen. Tamamo Cross. Mihono Bourbon. Fujikiseki. And Aikiruni. Alright, I feel like we got some good cards. I feel like everybody gets these cards.
I'm blank.
Scouted some trainee and support cards. Now that we have that out the way, let's begin our everyday life with your trainee. Ooh, this is the entrance of the Tracing Academy. We can also call it the home screen. Okay. No, I want to train. Okay. Now we're moving along in our career preparations. Let's head over to the 3 goddesses statue for a moment. I don't know. I felt like I needed to skip it. I don't know. Can pass on sparks of inspiration which grant your trainee attribute boosts skills hence among. Don't worry, legacies can inspire new trainees as many times as you like. Select a legacy. Okay, it's just automatically assign. Okay, they kind of just all right. Put me in the races. 2 bans on vodka. Two bands. Ooh. Dog, does she have ears? What the fuck? Alright, speed went up by 5. Stamina went up by 5. Power went up by 10. Shorty powerful. Guts went up by 5. Wit went up by 5. Dirt aptitude went up. Sprint aptitude went up. Long aptitude went up. Run in junior make debut. Alright. Daiwa Scarlet. Today I start training with, okay. Our journey to make her the #1 Amusami begins here. Okay, got it. Has different goals. This is your goal for each time being. These commands let you progress through the career. Executing a command consumes a turn. Select training. Energy went down. Special week. That's my girl right there, man. I promised to race with my friend, so I'm rushing over there now. Better hurry then. She's got a tail and ears. Guts. Alright. Every single encounter is a precious experience. Be sure to make use of them while training. Incidentally, the academy is a big place, so you also have a chance of meeting individuals who weren't included in your support card deck. Next, I'll explain about energy. The lower your trainee's energy, the higher the failure rate. Failing a training can lead to drops in attributes and mood. Be careful. Energy went up by resting. Okay, so we gotta rest our horse girls. Skill points went up by 198. First, select skills. Slightly decrease fatigue. Skills are okay. Like the tutorial is gonna be the longest shit. Okay, let's do it. Let's head into the race. It's time for Daiwa Scarlet's debut race. It's gonna enter in the Twinkle series. My legs are itching to run. Go get that #1 spot. You hear me? You got it, man. You gonna go out there. You gonna be #1 horse girl racer. You don't need to remind me. That's right. I have the most spectacular debut there ever was. Everyone will wish they could copy me. All right, that's cap.
ここはパドックと言います注目詳しくは
I'll leave the detailed explanation to you, Tazuna. You can count on me. In the paddock, you can check the stats and popularity of other runners. Predictions of a runner's performance are denoted by the symbols dum 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 from lowest to highest. The top right symbols represent the expert predictions, while popularity is representative of fan opinions. The higher the runner's ability and mood, the higher her popularity and expectations placed on her will be. Of course, popularity doesn't guarantee a win, but the more favored your trainee is, the more you can expect from her. It can also change runner's strategy in the paddock. It is best to select a strategy that plays to a runner's strengths. And finally, all set, start the race. Let's do it. All right. Diawa Scarlet is our girl, chat. Just know that. Here we go.
行くわよ
Y'all ready? This is our junior debut.
晴れ渡る空の下行われる京都レース場芝2000メイクデビュー9人の馬娘たちが挑みます。人気と実力を兼ね備えた7番今日は3番人気です。この評価は少し不満か。2番人気はこの子。5番威風堂々とスタートを待つのはこの馬娘。本日の1番人気ガイバスカーレット。
気合十分いい顔してますね。
各馬娘ゲートに入って体勢整いました。
Let's go. Here we go. That's us right there. We're in second place, right? Third? Damn. All right. We're in second. We're in a close second. Here we go. Let's go, Scarlet. Let's go. Apple ciders in 5. We got this, man. Who's this? Who's in number 1? Come on. We're right there. We got this. Oh. She's in her preferred position. This is where she locks in. We're at a close 2. We're so close, chat. All right, fourth corner. We got a couple meters left. We sank into third. 400 meters left. All right. Come on. Lock in. Red ace. There we go. Number 1. Let's go. Took the win. My goodness, that was a good race. Told you we was gonna take number 1. You don't have to congratulate me on getting first place. Come on. All right. For some reason, I still feel like we're in the tutorial. But look, with that, chat, we're gonna pause it right there. We'll be back maybe in a couple hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours. I got to grab kiddo. I got to make lunch. We'll be back later though. I want to say thank you to everybody who came in, stopped in, said what's up. Y'all are fantastic. Love you guys. Make it back here later where we'll probably, maybe we'll continue this. I'm fucking with this. other than that, it's been a fantastic stream. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Till the next time, everybody.
Goodbye.
Take care. Be safe. Make it back here in one piece. We'll see y'all. All right. How do I exit? Or just gonna close it. All right. Fantastic. Till next time. All right. Yeah, be easy.
You know, I think about how many times you've sat in your car or your room, not saying a word, just carrying it all in silence. No one sees that part. They see you walk back out like nothing's wrong, like you're fine. You smile, you show up, you keep moving, and most people never look past that. But I do. I know how heavy things can get for you and how little space the world gives you to be anything but strong. I know you don't ask for help. I know you just figure it out and keep going. But even if you don't say anything, I see it. I see you. Behind all that strength is someone who's been carrying way too much for way too long. And you keep going anyway. I just wanted to say, I respect that.